Yo, 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 what's good, folkers? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at in the world. It's your boy, Tyrant's Bane, in the building. Just got through doing some wind sprints and some jump roping and some shadow boxing, you know what I mean? At the track, man, ain't nothing like it. You don't feel no better than when you do some wind sprints. Well, after. When you're doing it, it's kind of grueling. But the reward, woo! The reward is excelente. Anyway, go out there and get your workout on, man. Go out there, get some wind sprints in. You know what I'm saying? On some soft surface, of course. You know what I'm saying? Save your knees, save your back, save your joints. But I want to talk about what these so-called black conservatives ain't talking about. I want to talk about why they're not talking about all the gun control coming down the pike. Why isn't ABL? Why isn't the idiot Lucas? Why isn't Brandon Tatum, the Hodge twins, and all these other cats, right? Marcus Miller, whatever the hell his name is. These people are not talking about one of the most important things happening right now, and that's all the gun control being introduced in Congress and the Senate. Now, I can't tell you why, right? I can't tell you why. They have such huge audiences. You'd think they'd want to bring awareness to their audience that this is happening, right? But they're not, right? They're not. Now, their audience, they might watch somebody like Colion Noir. They might watch Guns and Gadgets with Jared and all that, but many of them may not. See, they want to talk about Daffy Duck, Pepe Le Pew getting canceled. They want to talk about Stacey Dash and this professor talking shit about black people and how they're right and how they're wrong and all this other shit. These things are great to talk about, especially with the censorship. Censorship is very important, right? Getting rid of censorship, making sure that they're not censoring everyone. You know, doing little silly shit like canceling Pepe Le Pew and Speedy Gonzalez. And now they're talking about Daffy Duck because, he has black skin. Whatever bullshit they want to talk about, right? Okay, it's all bullshit. We know what's happening. We know that the Orwellian nightmare is underway. But none of that is as important as gun control, right? We can talk about all these things. All these things are great to talk about, but why aren't they talking about the gun control bills? I mean, look, I can't tell any creator what to and what to not talk about. But I can point out their lack of disseminating important information. I have every right. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I just want to bring it to you guys. And maybe you guys thought about this, maybe you didn't. I wanted to bring it to people's attention. That these cats aren't talking about this dangerous legislation coming down the pipe. Okay? Now, it may not pass. None of this shit are likely to pass unless they get rid of the filibuster. It all depends on public response. It all depends on who hits up their senators. It all depends on public outcry. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't really need all this. It's all pageantry, right? This vote, the House vote and the Senate vote and all this other shit. Who will and won't vote for the filibuster is all a dog and pony show based on public perception. Whatever the public perception is, that's what they roll with. I know I sound like a conspiracy theorist, right? Oh, they're conspiracy theory, fearmonger. Well, you know what? The more people speak out, the more people let the government understand and know what they're doing. Look, we know what y'all doing. We know you're trying to disarm the people so that you can better control us. We know that. And this goes right along with what Biden is saying in his goddamn address, right? The little primetime speech he gave. Even if you get the hokey pokey, you're still going to be restricted to some degree. And in order for them to ensure that you're restricted, in order for them to really maintain that control, because he has to say it in a certain way. He has to, I beg you. I beg you to get the hokey pokey. I beg you to do this. I beg you to do that. I beg you to wear your mask. Oh, if everybody gets the hokey pokey by the 4th of July, we could all be having parties in our backyards, right? He's telling us what we would have permission to do if we just submit to the hokey pokey. You understand what I'm saying? Submit to the hokey pokey. turn yourself around, and you won't know what nothing's about. You understand what I'm saying? Go ahead and submit to the hokey pokey. But see, right now, they're being nice about it to a degree. They're being nice right now. They're being nice. If they manage to pass all this gun control legislation, ain't gonna be no more niceties. You know what's gonna come after all this shit? The expanded background check, the Charleston loophole closing, which is bullshit. Red flag laws, assault weapons bans, right? Who knows what's going along with that? Maybe a mandatory buyback, which means confiscation. They'll take your weapon and give you unfair compensation for it. First of all, how is it a buyback when they never sold it to you in the first place? How is it a buyback? How are they buying it back? They never sold it to you. The retail stores did, the gun store, the online gun store. They're the ones, the manufacturers, they're the one who sold you the firearm in the first place. So how are they buying it back? How's the government buying it back? It's bullshit. Oh, here you go. We'll confiscate your shit, but here's a couple $100 for your decked out AR-15. But why are these so-called black conservatives talking about this? This should be number one priority for these cats. You have to wonder why. You have to wonder why with such huge audiences. I've been waiting for weeks since all this legislation was introduced or even talked about. Before it was even introduced in the Congress, I have been waiting with bated breath. When are these cats going to talk about this? They have not. They have not. You have to wonder why. And let me give y'all a challenge. I challenge you guys. If you follow any of these cats, I know I'm probably even leaving some names out. If you know any, not even just black conservative, any conservative, so-called conservative or freedom lover, right? So-called freedom lover. If there is any freedom lover that is not doing their due diligence and putting out this information, they call themselves journalists. They call themselves putting out information. Get on their heads. Tell them to spread the information to their audience so that more people can speak out against this bullshit, against this tyranny, against the medical tyranny, against the gun control tyranny, all this shit, against the censorship tyranny. All that is very important. But the most important thing that we have to hold on to is our rights to keep and bear arms. Without that, everything else goes by the wayside. The First Amendment, the Third Amendment, right? Because what's going to stop you from what's going to stop the soldier from quartering in your house if you don't have something to defend yourself with? Fourth Amendment, Fifth Amendment, all the way up to the 10th Amendment. And by the way, if you think about the 10th Amendment, it's states' rights, right? State powers. Well, it's for the state and the people, or the people. The people are the state. The people make up the state. You understand? Not the geography, not the governor. The governor is not the state. The geography is not the state. It's the people that live within a certain geography. The people are the ones who have the power of the state. And every chance they get, they try to take more power from the state and keep it for themselves. We must keep the power of the state intact, and we must increase the power of the state. We must eliminate all the power of the federal government to start. You start with the federal government, then you work your way down from there. That's just the reality. If you want true freedom, first thing first, Federal Reserve has to go. IRS has to go. You start breaking shit down from there. The federal government has to go. You know what I'm saying? How do you do it? Who's going to protect us from the enemies? Who's going to protect us from the foreign enemies? Who's going to control the military? Well, you're going to have to share the power of the military. You create treaties between the states. And you create a volunteer army, which we already have. It's a volunteer army. That's the reality. You create a volunteer army. You keep everything intact. You have a transitional period. This can be done. Everybody thinks, oh, you get rid of the federal government, everything's going to collapse. Oh no, everything's going to be chaos. No, you do things properly. You do things in certain stages and steps. You do things in balance. With the understanding that, like, you can't just shut shit off. If you just shut shit off, it's going to be chaos, understandably. So you have to do things in transitional periods. It might take 5 years, it might take 10 years, it might take 20 years. And during that time, you're going to have people that are going to try to reinstate the power of the federal government. No, you got to keep it consistent. You got to keep it strong. You share the power of the military. You share the might of the military among the states. And the state equals the people. A voluntary state. Voluntary. Voluntary. Voluntary military. Voluntary statehood. Not a democracy. Not a democracy. Individuality. Individual identities. Individual power. And if you want to link up with other people and put your powers together voluntarily, so be it. That's up to you. That's up for you to decide. But anyway, back to the gun control shit. Where are they at with this? Where are they at? Do they not believe that it's a real danger? Do these black conservatives and other conservatives that aren't talking about this, and I'm just talking about black conservatives because they put themselves out there as such staunch conservatives, such staunch lovers of the Constitution, right? Such staunch lovers of the Second Amendment, but they haven't talked about all this gun control. So that's what I'm saying. Put them to the task. Say, look, man, when you going to talk about HR 8? When you going to talk about HR 1446? When you going to talk about HR 1454? When you going to talk about HR 1445? There's so many. There are so many. Ghost guns, getting rid of ghost guns, so-called ghost guns, calling parts of a weapon a whole firearm. You know what I'm saying? Classifying build kits as firearms, shit like that. Why aren't they talking about this? That's what I want to know. I want to know if you guys know. Do you have an understanding? Have they actually talked about it and I didn't see it? Because I haven't. I haven't seen it. So if you've seen it, just let me know in the comment section. You're wrong. Tyrus Bane. This cat talked about it in this video, and please leave a link so I can go and stand corrected. You know what I'm saying? So, and look, y'all can come in here because I'm going after your favorite YouTubers and blah blah blah. Call me whole idiots and fuckers and this, that, and the third. Oh, I was driving and talking at the same time. Yeah, I can walk and chew gum at the same time. And what? And what? I get from point A to point B. I look in every direction. I ain't got to explain myself. But y'all understand. Instead of just doing that, break down why I'm wrong. If you have an argument against my point, present a cogent argument that makes sense. Other than, you're a complete idiot. Okay, call me a complete idiot and then break down why I'm an idiot. How about that? You don't have the balls. You don't have the wherewithal. You don't have the intellectual structure for that. You can't articulate in a more efficient way. Fine by me. You just exposing yourself as an idiot. You're exposing yourself as an idiot. Point blank and period. And I'm gonna keep talking about shit I need to talk about. It is what it is. So anyway, let me know in the comment section, man. What do y'all think? Y'all think these cats need to talk about it? Do we need to get on their heads? I think we do. Anyway, much love. Like, share, subscribe if you so choose. Get this information out there. Let these people know what's going on with this gun control, man. Anyway, much love. Peace out. And I'll holla at y'all later.